guys, welcome back to Stories in STEAM. Today we are going to learn all about beetles. So I'm going to read a book. Do you guys have a favorite beetle? Mine's Paul. Alright, so I'm going to read ABC The Beetles, a children's ABC book. You guys ready? A is for apple, not the kind you eat. B is for beetles. Can you keep the beat? C is for Cavern Club concerts at noon. D is for John and Paul's day tripper tune. E is for Epstein and the Eggman too. F is for Fab for forever, for you. G is for George and his guitar. Oh, hold on, someone's at the door. I'm going to put my mask on and see what's up, okay? I'll be right back, guys. Oh my goodness, you guys! I am so silly. I was supposed to be teaching you guys all about beetles with 2 E's. Like this guy, a ladybug. We are going to read Bright Beetle. So silly. Alright. Bright Beetle by Krestowski. At the end of summer, when the grass turns golden, the meadow hums with buzzing insects. A shiny ladybug zips past a bumblebee and catches hold of the stem of a black-eyed Susan. The ladybug climbs into the cool shadow under the flower petals and lays 9 yellow eggs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then she lifts her wings and flies away, leaving her young behind to care for themselves. For several days the eggs are safely hidden. Then, one morning, they turn white. It's time for them to hatch. One by one, tiny larvae break through the eggshells. Immediately hungry, they scurry off in all directions looking for food. But one egg remains unhatched. Finally, it wiggles, then it jerks, then and split opens and out squirms the last little larva. With all her strength, she pulls her body free. Instinctively, she nibbles an aphid near her eggshell. Just one isn't enough for this appetite, though. By dawn, the larva has eaten 15 of the little green pests. Her skin feels tight. She's already outgrown it. She attaches her hind end to the bottom of a leaf and hangs down, and the old skin splits along her back, and the larva, wearing a larger and more colorful skin that had been growing underneath, wriggles out. Eventually, her head and legs become glossy black in the sunlight. The larva is now a fierce purple and orange predator. She hunts for aphids and gobbles them up one after another. Over the next several days, she sheds her skin 2 more times. One morning, she discovers a cluster of aphids massed together at the base of the leaf. She crawls into the middle of the aphids and begins to feast. Unfortunately, there is only time to eat a few. Without warning, sharp jaws pinch her side. Then they bite her leg. The larva tucks her head under her body and thrusts the sharp bristles covering her back into the air. Like a pack of wolves, ants attack her from all sides. It's their job to protect the aphids from danger. They like to eat the sweet honeydew the aphids expel while feeding on plant juices. The ants quickly chase the larva up the flower stem, nipping at her the whole way. Then they rush back down to stand guard over the aphid herd. When the larva reaches the top, she finds a smaller group of unguarded aphids, and she devours as many as her stomach can hold. The next afternoon, the larva climbs onto a flower petal. As she sheds her skin one final time, it is pushed down into folds. The larva now looks completely different. She's covered by a hard orange pupa with bumps and black spots. Inside this pupa, the larva transforms. She develops wings on her back. One pair will be a strong shell that covers her second, more delicate pair of flying wings underneath. Her entire body is outfitted in tough insect armor. After 5 days, she is ready to leave the pupa. She leans way back, then forward again, and back again. The walls loosen all around. With one final push, the pupa breaks open. Shining in the sunlight, a splendid little beetle crawls into the world. At first, her shell is pale and soft. The fresh air begins to harden it. The ladybug climbs down the flower stem onto a leaf and spreads her crumbled wings to dry them. Over a couple of hours, her shell becomes bright and fiery red. It sends a message to her enemies. Don't eat me, or you'll be sorry. Do you guys know what this is? Who is that? Nearby, a praying mantis watches with powerful green eyes. He is not worried by bright colors or flashing warnings, at least not when dinner is within reach. He readies his claws and waits patiently. When the ladybug's wings are stiff as paper, she's ready to fly. She flaps them. She pushes hard against the air. Her body feels lighter as it lifts into the sky, and for the first time in her life, her tiny feet leave the flower where she was born. Flying is such a wonderful new experience, she doesn't even notice the praying mantis moving closer. He blends into the tall grass so well. Just then, like a flash of lightning, the praying mantis reaches out and snatches the ladybug from the air. He brings her up to his mouth, but before he can take a bite, the ladybug has time for one last defense. A bitter orange fluid oozes out of her legs. The praying mantis gets a drop of it in his mouth and is so shocked by the awful taste that he drops his prey immediately. The ladybug falls to the leaf and lands on her back. She holds super still so that the praying mantis might think she's dead. Suddenly, a dragonfly flutters in front of the mantis. The praying mantis swivels his head to watch it. He cannot resist the flapping of wings. The ladybug watches as her attacker turns and follows his new victim into the tall grass. Maybe the next time he meets a beetle with a bright red shell, he will remember the terrible taste and think twice about eating it. Sure that the mantis is gone, the ladybug flips onto her feet and crawls to the edge of the leaf. Her strong shell saved her from any real injury. She looks around, raises her wings, and flies off the flower. Later that night, frost settles on the meadow. Many insects do not survive the cold. The ladybug is affected too. The cold makes it difficult for her to move her muscles, so she warms them the next morning by sitting in the sun. Her flight is clumsy at first, but in time it becomes more controlled. She passes a butterfly, sipping nectar. She sees a grasshopper chewing a blade of grass. Do you guys see the grasshopper? Can you point to the grasshopper? Good job. But there are no aphids. She knows it's time to say goodbye to summer and find a sheltered place to hide for the winter. An old rotting branch at the foot of a birch tree looks inviting. So the ladybug climbs through a hole in the bark and down into comforting darkness of the decaying wood. A small group of ladybugs is already there. She joins the others and huddled together. They sleep all winter long. Harsh winds whip across the thick blanket of snow. Deep inside the log, the ladybug rests quietly and waits for spring to come. When the warm sun melts the snow, the ladybug will lay her eggs on an aphid-covered plant, and a new generation of beetles will brighten the meadow, and the cycle of life begin again. The end. All right. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed learning about beetles, like the insect, not the band. I am so silly sometimes. I have a super fun experiment that I'm going to try with you guys. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get a balloon and I am going to see if I can get a tissue paper beetle to fly. So my beetle is already made, but I can show you guys how I made him so that if you want to try this at home, you can. So I am going to get my lab coat on because it's science time. And then we are going to see if we can use static electricity to make our beetle's wings flap. All right, are you guys ready? Okay, so I have my ladybug and I have a balloon, okay? So we are going to talk a little bit about static energy or static electricity. So I made my ladybug with construction paper, and then this here is tissue paper, okay? So you guys can make one of these. You could make a butterfly, anything with wings. You make the wings out of tissue paper and then just attach them to construction paper or cardstock like a body, okay? So what we're gonna do is I am going to see if I can get my wings to flap using static cling. So what I'm gonna need to do with my balloon is get it nice and charged up. So you can do that on clothes or on hair. It might make my hair look all goofy. Kinda. And then I'm gonna bring it close and you can see how the wings lift up. So the charge on the balloon makes that tissue paper lift up so that my ladybug can fly. So that's pretty cool. So I hope you guys thought that was cool, and this is something easy to try at home. It's just attached to like a piece of cardboard. So if you have a extra cereal box or something like that, you can use it as your background and then attach your cardstock and your tissue paper to that, and then just get you a balloon and get some static to it. It's more fun with your hair because then your hair, mine's not doing it right now because it's up. Hold on, let's see if we can make my hair stand up. Ready? Real. Now I look like a real mad scientist. Look at that, and then it flies. Pretty cool, right? So I hope that you guys enjoyed reading about the beetles and that you enjoyed seeing this activity. I'm super excited. So creepy crawly beetles, I know they're not really scary, but they are kicking us off for 4 whole weeks of kind of creepy stuff as we get ready for my favorite holiday, Halloween. So we have coming up, we're gonna have some spider stuff and some skeleton stuff and some bat stuff. Not in that order. You'll have to tune in to see what order they come in, but that's what we'll have. And then remember that we are open. You guys can come in and grab those mindfulness packets or any of our other crafts and stuff like that. So we would love to see you in the library with your masks on, okay? So please come visit us. Remember to like us on Facebook so that you don't miss any of our story times and you don't miss any announcements about fun stuff that's coming out. We've got something pretty cool planned for Halloween, even though we can't do our normal Halloween happenings. So make sure that you're definitely following our Facebook page so you don't miss out on those, okay? Hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Bye.